So let's take a look at how sensors and other devices might communicate with each other. Here we're going to run a simple broker service. So we're going to use WebSockets to communicate with browsers, and these browsers can also communicate with sensors. So the sensors could be producing data and the broker will rebroadcast it to anyone that's listening. In the slides I covered MQTT. Here we're just going to run a simple WebSocket. And so let's take a look here first. Let's take a look at the broker. So I want to bring up that server. So we require WebSockets. So we do npm install first. So here let me get, for example, I'm going to break out of that, and we need to do npm install WebSockets. So that'll take a while to install. I've already installed it, so let me break out of that. Okay, so we need to set up our server to run our server, and then we're going to attach a client to it. And I got two kinds of clients. One is just a simple Node.js JavaScript client. So here we require WS, and then we set up our WebSocket that's going to be connected to the server. So we make sure the server, it's running on port 8081. This client is going to connect with port 8081. So this, instead of localhost, could be any IP address. So the web server can be anywhere we like in the world, and this will connect with it. And when messages come in, it's just going to write those to the console. Okay. Now we have another kind of client, the browser. This is a little bit more complicated. So here we've got some buttons that allow us to post a message. When we post the message, first we're going to open again a WebSocket to that server, the remote server, localhost. Then we're going to send hello from the browser, and then when messages come in, we're going to display them, and we're going to post messages to that WebSocket. So we're going to send them to the server, and we've got another function called display messages there, which writes an incoming message to the web page. So let's take a look at these. Let me get a clean window. I've got some clean windows here. So here let me run reload. So let's make sure our web server is running, and that's running on port 8081. Now let's get our browsers running. So I'm going to reload this, and you'll notice that it says when it reloads, hello from browser. That gets sent to the server. And here, let me put another server up, localhost 8080. And here's the browser. And there's another message going from the browser. So we've got those. And let's finally get our client. And let me run the client on this one. Let's get it down to a little better. So to run the client, I need node client.js. And okay, now let's send a message from John. It says hello. So here John says hello, post the message. John says hello, John says hello, John says hello. Here let's Fred says hi. Post the message to the server. See the message hi gets rebroadcast out to our node client and our browsers. So this is a very simple web server. Let's take a look in a little bit more detail. We saw the code for the browser, and here's the code for the client, just 11 lines, and again for the server just 13 lines. So you see, it's very easy to communicate with Internet of Things devices and to manage the messaging by using a broker such as here the WebSocket one, but also we can run an MQTT broker which has more sophistication in the publish and subscribe model, that you can subscribe to specific events. Okay, so that's an Internet of Things communication server.